So myself is Pavan. Today I am going to teach. So I am working as assistant professor in KGTD College of Engineering and Technology. Today I am going to teach types of electrochemical corrosions. There are different types of electrochemical corrosions is there. So here the galvanic corrosion, pitting corrosion, stress corrosion, waterline corrosion, and differential aeration method. So that we are going to discuss one by one. So here everyone knows. So here the corrosion is the destruction of metal. So here due to its environmental conditions. Environmental conditions, you know that. So here getting of corrosion is what? It is a loss of material as well as the, so here the waste of money. So to avoid this loss of material and waste of money, we have different controlling methods are there to avoid the corrosion, right? There are different controlling methods we can use. So the simple method is we need to discuss later. Simple method is what? It is a coating method. Coating method is there, and next one is what? There are two differential methods is there. One is cathodic method, and next one is what? Impressed cathodic protection is there. Next one is what? Cathodic protection method is there. That we need to discuss later. Now we are going to discuss about how the corrosion will cause us and what are the different types. First one, galvanic corrosion. So you are going to take two different metals are present in contact with each other in a same liquid solution. For example, iron you are going to take, and next one is what? Copper metal also you are going to take. So these iron and copper will have the different reduction potential values. So we already discussed in electrochemistry, right? So in electrochemistry, electrochemical series. So how this electrochemical series, in a electrochemical series, the reduction potentials are arranged from top to bottom is increasing order. So that increasing order of the element is known as electrochemical series. If you see this iron, so will have, so here which is acts as anode, means this iron will have the lowest reduction potential value and copper will have the highest reduction potential value. So here this iron is always acts as an anode, so copper is acts as always cathode, right? So here how these metals are acts as anode and cathode is, so it is a majorly the potential difference between the two metals, then only so the metals we can access as anode, the metals which acts as a cathode we can decide, right? So this is there in this. So here for example, one you have taken aluminum also you can take, copper also you can take, and iron also we can take. In the diagram there are two different metals, different diagrams are taken. One is what aluminum is combined with the copper, and next one is what iron is combined with the copper. So in this aluminum is what? It is have the lowest reduction potential value, so that it acts as an anode. So we know that the metal which acts as an anode, that metal is undergoes as a oxidation reaction, right? The metal which acts as a cathode, the metal undergoes as a reduction. Oxidation means so the losing of electrons, cathode reduction means gain of electrons. So the releasing of electron will always takes place from the anode, so the gain of electron will takes place from the cathode. The moving of electron is always from so anode to cathode, so it will be decided by the IUPAC convention. What is IUPAC? International Union of Pure Applied Chemistry people has suggested that the moving of electron should be always left to right or anode to cathode, right? So this is about galvanic corrosion. In a galvanic corrosion, simple thing is that two different metals are present in a same solution, therefore so it exists as a potential difference. So with then so the metal with, the potential difference, the metal which having lowest reduction potential value, that metal is acts as a anode. So then the metal which acts as a cathode, that undergoes as a reduction reaction. So next one, differential aeration methods, right? So same metal you can take in a beaker. So here half of the beaker is filled with solution, and take same rod, for example zinc rod you take, dip it in the, so here the solutions. The half of the part of the metal is dipped in a liquid solution, the remaining half of the part is free from the, so here the solution. So here whatever the poor oxygenated area and means, so here the metal which is dipped in the metal is always acts as a anode means, so the metal the half of the part of the metal is dipped in a solution is a poor oxygenated area that acts as a anode. The metal which is free from the solution, it is a more oxygenated area, that part is acts as a cathode. So the metal which acts as an anode, so initially it releases electrons. This releasing of electron will goes to the here the cathode. So where the cathode is there, the part of the metal is free from the solution. That part is acts as a cathode. Therefore, it so here the moving of electron will take place from the anode to cathode. So the bottom of the metal is a core of the oxygenated area. So it releases electron and it starts getting of corrosion, right? So here it is a less oxygenated area, more oxygenated. Less oxygenated area is always acts as a anode. The more oxygenated area is acts as a cathode, right? So here if you take these are the part of the metal exposed to the air, more oxygenated area, and acts as a cathode. The part of the metal immersed in an electrolyte is a poor oxygenated, acts as a anode. Just now we discussed. Next, like this we can get this is a water line corrosion. So if you take this is a water tank. So here in the water surface area, so here this is this small part is there. No, this small part is which is acts as a anodic area, which acts as a anodic area, right? So here it is a poor oxygenated area, it acts as an anode. And next one, the above this part, so here that part is what is a highly oxygenated area, that is acts as a cathode, right? So anode, so here the metal which this water is directly contact with iron, so that iron will loses electrons, that undergoes as a oxidation. So here next one, this above the water will have the metal is free, so that above the metal which is free from the oxygenated area, highly oxygenated area, that area is acts as a cathode. So here cathode means, so it will gain the electrons and in form of water, it is a water. Therefore the hydroxylate anions it will give, so this oxygen will combine with oxygen, will give as what oxygen. So O2 will combines with the electrons, right? The flow of electron will take place from the anode to cathode, so will forms hydroxylate. So these hydroxylate will combines with the iron and it forms FeO2. Finally you'll get of water, this FeO2 of ferrous hydroxide. Further oxidation will give ferric hydroxide. This ferric hydroxide is one of the rust formation, pitting corrosion. So this is also one of the type of corrosion. Generally it is formed as a result of pit or cavities. So it is localized attack and it is formed as a cracking protective coating. For example, this is a metal. So whatever the reason, for example, overstress, or next one is what getting cracked, overload. So that condition, the small part will get. So here the crack. This small part is acts as an anode. The anode means which releases electrons, and next this releasing of electrons will combine with the water and oxygen, and it forms. So the above of the part of the metal is free from the oxygen and water, so that will combines and it will gives hydroxylate. This hydroxylate will combines with the Fe2 plus. Again you'll get of what? Ferrous hydroxide. This ferrous hydroxide further oxidation it will give ferric hydroxide. This ferric hydroxide is nothing but is a rust formation, right? So now I'm going to give you one question: what type of reaction is takes place at anode and cathode? I'll give it 2 minutes. Yeah. So the question answer is the anode is always oxidation will takes place. Oxidation is nothing but losing of electrons. Cathode always reduction will takes place. So reduction means gain of electrons. The metal which acts as an anode, which undergoes as a corrosion, the metal which acts as a reduction, so cathode, that protected from the corrosion. Right? This is about your types of corrosions, right? So next class we can discuss the remaining things. Thank you.